Now, we will pass on to the next chapter, which is called as fact finding. Unless we know the facts, actually how identification of the needs is possible. And while discussing identification of needs, the answer which is to be given, number one is identify the needs, quantify the needs, and prioritize the needs. To do these three things, one is to identify, second is to quantify, third is to prioritize these things. We need to know all the facts. To facts means facts relating to personal details, family details, employment details, financial details, existing insurance and investment, monthly income and expenditure, financial planning, objective and consideration, future changes. Remember, all these things we shall have to know, and that we shall have to know by our skills of communication, listening, as I discussed in the earlier chapter. All these things we shall have to know. We shall have to find out what are the likely expenses that person is doing. The likely expenses are travel cost by public transport or by public transport. Second one will be loan repayments. How many costs? Likely expenses are so much. Spending on utilities, water, gas, electricity or telephone, everybody of us do that. Food is another special area where we have to spend. Monthly rent of a house where we stay or a garage where the cars are being kept. Children's education, that you know, it is one of the bulk expenses now a people does. Any other form of expenditure, somebody may be engaged in some training or engaged in taking some training on dance or art or culture or something like that. Spending on entertainment or leisure or holidays, that need not explain. And taxes and pension premiums. So you just find what may be the likely expenses. The number is no less, only I have shown you the items, and it is no less than 10. Here, in the picture, we find that there is no less than 10. So until and unless we know these things in details, how we can suggest? Only just taking fact finding, we can take certain steps like shortlisting of the products, that which product will suit him, which product will not suit him, to make a short list about the products. And thereafter, we shall have to make some recommendation. Yes, sir, please do that recommendation. Remember, this recommendation is necessary. And during this recommendation, one thing you must be particular about, that is, you should agree with him in all these steps. Whether if he doesn't agree, then you try to discuss some other point so that you can come to an agreement. And only after that agreement, you can present the whole thing to him in a form, presentation form. You can place it there so that they can understand that yes, it is the real product what he needs, as per his age, as per his the paying capacity, as per his disposable income. You can suggest the premium, the term, the amount, whatever you say, this you can suggest. And remember, my dear friends, the question occasionally comes, if somebody do not agree to purchase a policy, after recommendation part has been over, everything is over, he has agreed up to the recommendation period, and while presenting the policy, he objects, no sir, I will not like it. Then what will be the duty, or what will be the agent's work to do? What will agents do? he can only try to say himself what is the reason behind your refusal. Don't insist him, because so long you have discussed so many things with him and he had agreed. Now he is going to depart with you. That means some way or other he will not be agreeable to purchase any policy. So you try either to know the reason why he is refusing or ask for some client's reference. Sir, at least give me some reference, I can go there. So these are the things that is very much required on the part of an agent to keep at least a thread of a connection with him, so that he is not irritated with you. He won't abandon you forever. Maybe for the present he misunderstands you. Maybe he is not in a position for some reasons which he cannot express to you. But in the latter part you may develop some connection with him and may be successful in selling the policy. In this 9th chapter, we have discussed length and breadth, all the details, say personal details, family details, employment details, financial details, existing insurance investment, monthly income and expenditure, and everything. Future changes, maybe future planning objectives and considerations, everything we have discussed at length. But what is the prime objective of the fact finding? What for we are going to find the facts? We are going to find the facts because to know the mind of the proposer, to know, to analyze the things which he prefers, and to know what actually he desires in his mind, to know that mind clearly. What he says, that is not his real word. From these things we can anticipate, we can assume that what are the necessities of that particular proposal. So this to gather confidence or to become trustworthy to the person who is proposing for insurance, it is absolutely necessary to show some transparency by way of benefit illustration document. That document enables an agent to show that he is showing everything clearly and confidently. He is showing without concealing anything. What is that? What are the charges? Question may come, what are given in the benefit illustration document? What is that thing? To show the transparency of the agent, he shows the charges in ULIP, there are administrative charges, there are fund management charges, one-time charge, and so many things are there, monthly charges are there. In the benefit illustration, he must show these charges very clearly. Second one, he must show his commissions which he will derive from selling these products. Number 3, if some non-guaranteed benefits are there, he, as per IRDA guidelines and as per Life Insurance Council strictures, he must show that 6% growth or 10% growth. The projected growth should not be more than 6% or 10% because it is non-guaranteed benefit. You should not show a big amount so that he becomes confused or allured or misguided. That is why the role of benefit illustration document in this fact-finding process is very, very important, my dear friend. If it comes in the examination, you should not forget to explain its importance. Whatever, in what form the question may come, but you must try to attend the question properly. What else? Say, the risk-taking capacity which is called risk profile. How much risk he wants to accept. There are different stages in life. Say a man who is a middle-aged person having little children, he will take a medium risk. A person who is just just starting his life, he may take higher risk. The person who is at the lower old age, when he has reached old age, he will naturally, he won't take more risk. He will take as much less risk as possible. So, to indicate these things, some pointer, some numbers are given. From 0 to 5, some numbers are given. So, when fact finding is made, if in that fact finding form, if some agent puts, say number 3, what does it indicate? That indicates that that proposer is eager to take the risk of a medium type. Not large, not high, not low. If it is 4, it will be more than 3. If it is 5, then he is going ready to take highest risk, perhaps he is very young. And if it's come down up to 0, say 2, 1, 0, so the lower risk taking capacity or intention he has. So this marking, you must try to properly answer the question. What is the pointer there? Say 3 or 2 or 1, and the answer will be in that way. So, while discussing on this chapter, fact finding, I told you earlier, the learning objective is, what is a fact find? What fact we have to find? These are these facts. Personal details, family details, employment details, financial details, existing insurance and investment, monthly income and expenditure, financial planning objectives, and future changes. These are the things which we need to know. These are the facts which we want to know. And using these fact find, I will show you that what are the things, say income and this is expenditure. If expenditure is of such a huge variety, then whether you earn something or not, you have to understand what is the amount of expenditure. You just see what are the heads under which expenditures are being made. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and maybe something more. So, unless you know how much expenditure is there, you can't understand that whether there is something left out for some investment purpose, which is called disposable income. So, this is very much important, and while during the process of fact finding, you have to be very careful to understand what is the feeling of the client, whether he is to protect. Insurance mainly deals with the protection, but there are some investment aspects also. Whether he wants to invest something, whether he wants to spend something for protection, or he wants to keep something away for some other savings program. So, this is one of the using facts finding. The assessment and analysis of facts are to ascertain whether the client made sufficient financial provision to meet both the predictable and unpredictable needs. My dear friends, there are some needs, you know it very well, that there are some which cannot be predicted. So, whether he has sufficient fund to keep some money away for some unpredictable needs also, that is one of the major questions that have to be sorted out. Now, applying product feature and benefit to a client in his situation, and after all is over, you have to present one recommendation. Now, and to present that recommendation, there is one guideline from IRDA that you must take the help of benefit illustration document. What is that? Benefit illustration document illustrates what are the charges or what is the commission you are asking from the client, or whether there are some non-guaranteed benefits hidden in it, or all the benefits are guaranteed or not. You must show it in benefit illustration document. That is one of the major points. And just showing these things, you have to come to convince your client that whether he will purchase that thing or not. Now, before recommendation, agreement must be reached between the client and the agent. When agreement comes, maybe at the time of presentation, the client hesitates and he says, no sir, I will think again. At that moment, I am not ready to purchase policies. Then what an agent will do? Please take a note. I told you earlier also, while I was discussing these points. Please take a note that you should not insist for purchasing that product. Rather, you should try to ascertain why this product is not being purchased by that person. What is the reason behind? And rather, when you will find that he is not at all agreeable, then you would ask for some reference. Sir, give me some reference so that I can go to another client and ask for purchasing these policies. So it is so beautiful, you have seen it. In this way, after presentation part is over, also you are to keep in your mind the KYC requirement. Know your customer requirements. That is photograph, that is age proof, address proof, money source, where from the money is coming, all these proofs are necessary. So, during this need analysis, you should know all these things. Keep in your mind all these points. So, I have repeated so many points. Now, I want to pass on to the next chapter.